Hong Kong is the most expensive city in the world to find a place to live. But while many of the apartments sit here empty as investments rather than homes, Ao Chit struggles to afford his 30-square-foot box. That's a fourth the size of a parking space.
全世界邊有香港呢咁個環境嘅自由？
The average rent in the city is nearly twice that of London. And sales prices seem to have no limit. A penthouse in this building set the record for the most expensive apartment in Asia per square foot when it sold in February. So, what's the impact on the population? And why is Hong Kong so expensive? Ao Chit pays $360 a month to share an apartment with 18 other people.
我哋嗰啲埃民咧、賤民啊！
This is an upgrade. His old apartment was so small he couldn't stand up.
瞓咗幾年咧，呢腳已經麻痹，而家繼續瞓落去，呢隻腳唔行得㗎。
More than 200,000 people live in these subdivided apartments known as coffin homes.
你就算養隻狗啊，養隻貓啊，個籠啊，都仲大過個床位。
These coffin homes are controversial, but the government struggles to stop prices from rising. That's partly because only a small fraction of Hong Kong's land is developed.
Can you guess how much land we have used for our built-up area?
Less than 1/4 of Hong Kong's land is built out, and only 3.7% is zoned for high-density urban living.
You can argue that it's more like an artificial shortage.
It's all rooted in Hong Kong's colonial past. It was designed to be a low-tax, business-friendly hub, and that model continues today. Until 1947, only expatriates were allowed to live on the hills overlooking Hong Kong. But now it's home to billionaires and business moguls. The government owns the vast majority of land in the city and sells long-term leases for private use through auctions. The sales from those auctions continue to set records. In February, the 1.25 acres of land with these two buildings sold for $935 million.
Unfortunately, in our city, housing has been seen as a commodity, and people buy it up, and try to use it as an investment tool.
For multimillionaires in Hong Kong, 78% of their assets are in property alone. It highlights a problem for cities around the world as real estate has become a store for wealth. The average space per person in Hong Kong is less than half of what it is in New York City. Yet Hong Kongers pay almost 4 times as much for property as New Yorkers.
Housing prices have been so high that it's really beyond the affordable threshold of many families.
Here's what $1.9 million can get you in Hong Kong.
Okay, please come on in. With a sliding door so you can shut it if you like for the privacy. This kitchen is really like functional. A walk-in wardrobe. This is the bathroom with a standing shower. I would say is quite efficiently done.
This apartment may not seem like much, but each square foot is worth over $4,000. Granted, it does have an amazing patio. Purchase prices have stabilized recently due to new policies, political unrest, and the global pandemic. Before that, properties more than tripled in value in just 12 years. On average, a Hong Konger would need to save their full salary for 20 years in order to buy a home. At these prices, renting is the only option for many. Yanis Hui's rent is $640 per month for 120 square feet. It's the most private space she's ever had.
攤開嚟做運動嘅時候，我都要搬走晒所有嘢，然之後先拎張瑜伽墊出嚟。
She's part of what's known as the sandwich class. She makes too much money for public housing, but can't afford to buy.
即係我哋自己香港人嚟㗎嘛，但係香港人係買唔起香港嘅樓。
Some in Hong Kong want to develop unused industrial areas in the new territories, known as brownfields. But the government went a different way and proposed developing a series of artificial islands built from reclaimed land called Lantau Tomorrow Vision.
It's not a good solution. It's not a sustainable solution.
The project has drawn criticism from environmental groups, and almost half of Hong Kongers object to the development. While the government is building up the brownfield sites, only 27 acres would be used for public housing.
The solution should be a properly, strategically, ecologically planned new territories and not another reclamation.
But for many residents in Hong Kong, improvements can be measured in just centimeters.
Thank you. 起碼個人可以喺間床左轉右轉攬嚟攬去都得。如果咩又企喺度個床前嗰度企喺度，咁而家咪算好彩。